We're live. All right. Welcome, everybody. I'm here. My name is Julia Sotas Mattis, and this is my wonderful co-host, Susanna Mittermaier, founder of Pragmatic Psychology. So welcome, Susanna.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
So today we're going to talk about, are you losing your mind? The world is going a little bit crazy, as you may have noticed. And we are both certified facilitators of access consciousness and have been using these tools for more than a decade. And we really have used these tools to keep happy and intact in a time when everything is going crazy. And it feels like you're the effect of all of these crazy things that are going on. And I know that a lot of people don't know what to do and don't know how to handle things like inflation or different restrictions or all these kinds of things that are going on right now. So we have some tools and some processes from Pragmatic Psychology that we want to share with you today.
Yep.
Susanna's like, yep. So Susanna, what are some of the tools that you use when you are losing your mind or to not lose your mind?
Well, I would say, honestly, there's a gift in losing your mind.
Okay.
I mean, everything we do in with the tools is about letting go what you think you need, which oftentimes is this thing up here, your mind. People use this thing to navigate through their lives. They use it to know, am I making a right choice or am I making a wrong choice? Am I being good or am I being bad? All of these judgment systems are based on um, this reality and looking through this one here, your mind.
I love that.
And like all the tools we use, like anytime we use the clearing statement or any of the tools that you guys might have read about in access books or heard in classes, they're all about letting go of what this is, your mind. So you can actually function as you. So you can have access to your knowing. So you can have access to your true being. So you can have access to what you are perceiving that is actually the true treasure box that you could function from. So rather than using this one as your GPS, your mind as a GPS, you could use you as your GPS and your life will work so much greater and bigger. And
Yeah.
so there's a true gift in losing your mind if you're willing, but losing your mind has a pretty bad reputation,
It
you know?
does. It
Yeah.
does. It does. I actually love how you turned it on its head and like you're like, let's lose our mind and actually function from our awareness, from who we are, from our happiness. That's so great.
Yeah. And it's like, it's something that we've all grown up with the point of view that we need to hold on to something or someone, as though that gives us some kind of stability, whether it's a person or a thing you have in your life,
Yeah.
where it keeps you from change. It keeps you from the fluidity of what else could show up for you. And this is a lot right now up for many people. The places where they hold, like where they hold on to something or someone that might not work for them anymore, that creates more solidity and contraction rather than being willing to let it go. Maybe you say lose it, but maybe it's more like letting it go. So there's a new movement, like there's movement coming into your life, and however it shows up, whether it's new people or new possibilities or more money, but it's like the willingness to let go is pretty big right now, and it's showing up for people in different ways. Like some people have body stuff going on, other people have contraction with money, and for me that's a great clue. If you have any kind of contraction in your life with money, with body, rather than making it wrong, going, wow, what am I showing myself? Or if you want to ask, what is the universe showing me here that I can go for? Like what old stuff can I let go of? And what new can I allow? What movement can I allow into my life?
Yeah, I love that. I went through something like that recently where I was focusing so much on my access business because as you know, but I'm a certified facilitator and I have been for a long time. And I was getting so focused on it and so concluded with it, it was getting not fun anymore. And so I was like, okay, I have to do something else. And something that Gary recommended was join a community theater. And so I started directing the plays at my daughter's school and having so much fun with it. And it's given me this whole other sense of myself. And because I'd always thought I have to facilitate access to contribute more consciousness to the world, more possibilities. And I realized I can do it anyway. It doesn't matter what I do at all. It has given me the greatest level of freedom, losing my mind, everything that you're talking about. It's like it doesn't we have so many structures in place, so many things we're not willing to lose. It's all a lie. We can lose anything and we're still going to be happy and be us.
Yep. And that's exactly that. It's like people always look at what do I need to get rid of, or what what can I avoid to lose, rather than what can I add?
Yes.
Like, what else can you add to your life that brings movement, that, makes you happy, that gives you a sense of you, whatever that is. And stop judging that it's too small, or stop judging that it's not about consciousness. Consciousness includes everything. If you want to go and sell ice cream because it makes you happy, go for it.
Literally.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah. Like, it does, like, there's no consciousness, doesn't have a structure to it where it's like, only if you facilitate classes you are. No, do whatever it is. Like, what else can you add to your life that makes you happy? And that is creating more consciousness in the world for you and for everyone else. So it's such a different ball, like, game, to playground to open up,
Uh-huh.
if it's not about holding on to anything or anyone.
Yeah. So we're doing starting tomorrow. Um Access Consciousness is hosting a 4-part telecall series, and it's going to be tomorrow's call is with Dane. Then the next call is with Gary, and then I believe it is with you, and then Simone Milicis. And you're going to be on hosting. I'll be there hosting. You'll be probably doing some interviewing for all the calls. But we're actually going to take the Advanced Pragmatic Psychology book, and whether we focus on the book or we take just tools and start talking about them, but we're going to be having this amazing series that starts tomorrow. And I'm so excited. I was like, this book is so crazy good, the Advanced Pragmatic Psychology book. And I'm like, we just need to get this in the world more. So we got you and Gary and Dane and Simone on board. And it's a very low priced telecall for 4 amazing facilitators. So I also want to invite you folks to that, because it's like, this is about pragmatics in your life. And it's like, when you stop living from the fantasies and start living from the pragmatics, everything works and gets awesome.
Yeah, exactly. And it's the nurturing choice you can make for you to go for what actually works for you. And even if it's limitations, at least enjoy them. That's that's also going to lead you to something greater. As soon as you stop judging, like, beyond that need to judge, there's such a space of wow, new possibilities available. So yeah.
It's wonderful. Um, I One of the things I love about the Advanced Pragmatic Psychology book too is like it basically covers every area of life. Like there's like a crazy story in there about Anthony Mattis and like losing his wife and raising his kids beyond it. And then there's like a whole chapter on marketing. That's like the most amazing tools on marketing. There's a chapter on bodies. So I love the book too, because it has these tools, these access consciousness tools, but this book applies them to different areas of life. And I'm like, whoa, like I had never thought about using the tool that way. So it's like, I love the book because in the book is things you're not going to find anywhere else in Access. It only exists in one place, and that's in the book. So I really love that.
Mm-hmm.
And so when you develop pragmatic psychology, like for you, what did you see as a different future for our world?
A lot. So
Yeah.
many different things. The gift that we are in how each of us sees the world,
Mm,
and how none of it is right and none of it is wrong. It's all just a different shade, it's all just a different perspective, and it all adds to this diamond that we are creating as our future once we choose. And one of the contributions was working in psychiatry and seeing how difference is being made wrong and boxed in into different labels and diagnoses, and then
yeah.
not getting it. Like, I'm so grateful that I never got it. I never got the value of doing that. And instead, truly, like, being in the question of, like, asking every person that I met, the so-called patients, and like engaging with them, like truly engaging with them as who they are, not
Mm,
the expectation of how wrong they are or how disabled they are, but truly asking them, being interested, being curious about their perspective of life, and being curious about how they see the world, and learning from them and receiving from them, and them being received, so inspired them to go beyond wrongness. And there's still like a lot of people who love their limitations, which is okay, it's fine. But the gift of that, and the the world we can create, the world we can create when we allow things to come to us with ease, joy, and glory, is just truly remarkable. And there's times when we love being our own roadblocks. That can be fun too, just because we can.
yeah.
So really, nothing being wrong, and yeah, like the gloriousness of it all, just seeing that, and so much more. Yeah.
Yeah. I love that. That's a big answer. I mean, I love that because it's like that's all you have to like I love these that we have access to these tools because they give us access to so much of who we are, and then we can go just be with somebody else, and then that gives them access to so much of who they are, and it's like it's
Yeah.
just such a nicer world. It's such a wonderful place to live and
Yeah.
be.
And it's like all of this is, we all know it. Like, when you read these books and when you do these classes, how many times do you guys go, oh my God, I so know this. Yes, it's been in my world, it's been in my awareness my whole life, but no one ever said it. And now someone is saying what's been in my head my whole life. Thank you so much. Now I know I'm not wrong. I'm strong. And I can start using it as a resource and going for greater.
Yeah, yeah, and it only takes one person acknowledging it in you or you acknowledging it in one person. It's like just all that judgment and all that noise vanishes and you're like, "Oof,
Yeah.
there I am."
Exactly. And just like, when we talked to someone recently, us too, and she's like, there's so many people who have anxiety and stress in their world, and the heaviness creeping up on them, which is a lot. Like, it's up so much right now. And just knowing, just like sometimes reminding yourself that there is a different choice, that that's not the only option you have to have anxiety and having to go through it, but just knowing there is something out there. I know I can have a life that's different. I know I can create something that's ease, joy, and glory. I know it. And something and someone reminding you of that just like is that light that you can strive forward. And the more you allow it, the more you can, like, insanity is nothing you can fix. Insanity is nothing you can handle, or take care of. Insanity is just something you want to acknowledge, ignore, and move towards what's light. And that's the pragmatic perspective rather than the dramatic perspective, which we've been handed our whole lives, where I'm anxious, I have depression or whatever, then people think they have to deal with it or handle it or, go into it. That's just going to create more. Acknowledge it, be aware of it, maybe be grateful for it, because if you're willing, it's always going to point you towards what's beyond it. And it's always going to point you towards everything is the opposite of what it appears to be, the lightness beyond it. It's like, I always say, honestly, every shit is a fertilizer for greater possibilities, just like in agriculture, it literally is that. So be grateful for any shit that comes up, be grateful for anything that smells shitty, because if you're not being impressed by the heaviness of it, if you keep on going, no matter what, if you keep using these tools, it's always going to point you towards something lighter, something you didn't expect, something greater than you would expect.
That's awesome. I love that. Wow. Well, thanks for coming on and chatting with me today. I love that we have these tools and we have just the pragmatic way of dealing with things. And I noticed that the world is starting to notice that there's a different way of dealing with things. And it's like, it's all of the work that you've done with pragmatic psychology and access consciousness that everybody is doing to just have some other possibility. And it's becoming more prevalent. It's becoming louder. So I'm personally very excited about that. Awesome. All right. Thanks, Susanna. And thank you, everybody out there listening. How does it get better? And we will see you next time. Bye-bye.